Hello and welcome to this week's tarot reading for all air signs. I hope this finds you well. I trust you'll use your own intuition as your primary instrument of resonance. Leave behind what does not reverberate. Tarot does not tell the future. The only thing that determines your future is how you react, reflect, and respond to the messages herein. This week, I was fortunate enough to procure some new tarot cards, and all of these cards actually pertain to the astrology. So I'm really excited to have these, and these will definitely help me to formulate some courses as well for my Patreon, and to explain things a little bit more visually for you guys in terms of the astro when I start doing more video work as well. So yeah, I'm just really excited about these cards. One of these sets of cards is the Arcana of Astrology by Claire Goodchild, and then the other set of cards is the Moon Oracle by Carol Smith and John Astrop. And the Moon Oracle cards pertain to the lunar mansions. However, they're a little bit inaccurate in terms of the Vedic lunar mansions, but I'm trying to reconcile the differences and ascribe the traditional meaning to them, and then also going off what this particular author has done with these cards. So if you are to get the Moon Oracle deck, please be aware that they are inaccurate in terms of the degrees of the lunar mansion, the meaning of the lunar mansion, and then also the planets that govern the lunar mansion, as I will kind of explain here. But for your reading, I'll just get into your reading. I've blabbed on enough about this. But for your reading, we have the number 21 card, or the 21st lunar mansion, which is Uttara Ashada, so latter victory. And then we have the number 27, or the 27th nakshatra, which is Uttara Bhadrapada. And we see Uttara coming up in both of these cards, in that the victory or the revelation will come later. It's not something in the moment. It will come to you much later in the piece. And we see here on the 21st card, Uttara Ashada, two people wrestling with each other, and on the card it has Mars and the Sun. So we see that these two people, represented by these two planets, almost have equal power. They're both fiery, they're both extroverted, they're both tenacious. All of these qualities are almost equal in respect to each other. And so this card, being the dual card, as in like dueling, fighting, that sort of thing, wrestling, we see that the energy that is expended by you is being met equally by somebody else, or by a different fractal of yourself. And so there is this struggle that's kind of happening here. And the Uttara Ashada represents, like I said, latter victory. So I believe that the victory will come at a later point with the help of the guru here, the number 27, Uttara Bhadrapada, which is represented by Neptune and the moon here. So it's really calling on you to reflect on your tactics here. You're really physical at the moment. You're really trying to overcome these obstacles physically, but it's going to take some sort of revelation, a strategic revelation of psychic means, or law of attraction, or reality transurfing, the pendulum, these sorts of things, to actually disarm whoever it is that you're coming up against. And in terms of the dual card, Mars and Sun, you will either have to yield, or you will become damaged in this fight, because the energies are just matching each other so perfectly. So in order to get out of this situation, or to come out on top, or slightly on top, how when we see somebody who's been in a fight and they have a black eye, and they usually say, you should see the other guy. So it's kind of like that kind of energy that's happening here. But you're going to have this later revelation of how to overcome this situation, or how to maneuver in this situation. It's this strategy that will come to you at the later date. And definitely, I see on this card here, there is this square that's sitting on the root chakra and the solar chakra space. So knowing yourself, having confidence, even if you are battered and broken, still having that confidence, and finding your foundation as well with that root chakra here, and finding that balance as well, because he does have the yin yang kind of on his head as well. But yeah, so that's what I see this week, is really having these latter revelations, these later victories, even though in the moment it seems like you're really struggling. The other cards that I have here are the Eros card and Virgo. So Eros is an asteroid, and Eros is Cupid, and is tied up in the story of Psyche and Venus and Aphrodite and all of that sort of thing. So it is the desire. It's the melding of desires, of energies of Mars and Venus, and the passion and the desire, the drive and the want, coming into play here. So you can look up and see where Eros is in your chart. Might be activated more this week. And then, of course, Virgo. So thinking about the sixth house, what's going on in your sixth house, any transits that are happening there. And then, of course, Virgo itself. There are actually no planets in Virgo at the moment. However, you might have like a square to some of your planets in there, or an opposition, or anything like that happening there. And then Virgo also brings my attention towards your pets this week. Really, taking care of your pets. Maybe take them to the vet. Feeding them a little bit better this week. If you have a little bit more money, maybe getting them some good quality meat, because when we feed our pets, when we take care of our pets or take care of animals, we actually are granted a safe journey through, and we can overcome a lot of obstacles by looking after another animal, or something that is vulnerable. The sixth house is the house of enemies, hidden enemies. So taking care of your pets will relieve anything like that. And of course, maybe just paying attention to your pet will relieve the situation of the conflict that you're kind of feeling here. Because the Uttara Ashada, the dual card 21, could be a hidden enemy. You just can't quite pinpoint what is hindering you, or what is opposing you. You can't find it, but you really do feel it this week. And yeah, just having that meditation with your pet and taking care of that pet will get rid of that obstacle. And of course, Uttara Ashada, is represented by the elephant tusk, and the elephant tusk is of course Ganesh, and Ganesh is the remover of obstacles. So really trying to get rid of these obstacles, whether they are emotional obstacles, physical, mental, any of these things, really trying to dispel them from your environment. So that's what I see just with the astro happening this week. And then we also have the Emperor in reverse, the King of Cups, the King of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. So because there's so much masculine energy in here, I'm just getting this feeling that maybe talking to your father or a father figure in your life, reconnecting in some way after a lost connection here with the Wheel of Fortune, and rekindling that relationship, and and maybe even some forgiveness there, or forgiveness of yourself, if it's not of your father, of yourself for any past transgressions there. But I do see that you're really trying to get out of this bind with the Eight of Swords here. It's in reverse. So it's just saying to me that you're really working hard at realizing that the circumstances in which you find yourself in are not always true, are not always as solid as you may think, and you have to work really hard to overcome these burdens or these obstacles this week. And it's seen here as well in the Nine of in the Nine of Wands as well, you know, taking that rest, taking that reprieve, thinking back to the Guru card, having that meditation and knowing that the resolution to the problem or to the opposition that's happening will come later. It's not something that you can do on the fly. It's not something that will come to you in the struggle. It comes in that point of or that time of meditation and reflection, and the solution will definitely be coming to you this week, or you know, in the next few weeks. And again, it may, you know, this duel or this conflict that you're kind of going through may feel really real, but it's actually, you know, you're making a mountain out of a molehill kind of thing. And it may actually end up that you yield to the situation. You just realize, oh, I can't battle against this thing. And it turns out that this thing is actually your own perception. And your own perception has solidified it as being, you know, this crazy thing. So that's kind of what I'm seeing for you this week. But definitely having your faculties in order and having dominion as well. It's a lot of masculine energy that's coming through. And of course, Eros is Cupid, who is that masculine energy. So having control over one's desires and having control over what you bring into your life and, you know, what you magnetize towards yourself. I think that's all I see here this week for you. Just having a little bit more of a look. Yeah, just reconnecting. Wheel of Fortune, you know, in the reverse, it's just saying that there is some sort of broken tie that needs to be rekindled, or you know, what was, you thought, an end of a cycle, you know, needs to come back around. It's coming back around essentially, and it's got a lot of healing attached to it. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. Thank you for listening. Bye.